Hello everyone, welcome to another Descent Journeys in the Dark Second Edition, and this is my strategies and tactics for, if I get this out of the way. Right. So this is for, come on cards, get it together. The Conjurer. Alright, so, okay, this is going to be a little bit tricky to explain, but I think we'll get there in the end. So what do you actually start off with? Right, prismatic staff. So it's a magic staff. Hooray! Range, of course it is. +1, and stun. Blue and green dice. That's it. Of course, it's a two-handed because it's a staff. Anyway, so that's your weapon that you begin with. No, it's yeah. Okay. Next, we have the two little skills that you get. Yeah, you get 2 skills. Straight from the word go. Alright, firstly, we have Mirror Image. Use this card and suffer fatigue equal to the number of image tokens on the map. So, straight away, these are the image tokens and you get 4 of them. So, on the first one, there is no image tokens. So you don't suffer anything, and there you have it. There's 1. If you want to have another one in, okay, you suffer a fatigue. There you have 2. If you want to have another one, well, then you're going to have to suffer 2 fatigue, and there you have 3, and etc. With 3, you get 4. Right, that's easy enough to explain. Yay! But what else was there in the card? There's quite a bit actually. Okay, so then place 1 image token within an empty space within 2 spaces of your figure. So, of course, you don't actually have to do them all at the same time because that will be not really all that efficient. Right. There's more though. An image token is treated as a hero figure. So with your attributes and the grey defense dice. If an image token suffers damage or fatigue, it is discarded and you suffer a damage and a fatigue. So you really want them to be protected, otherwise you're just going to keep losing your fatigue and your health. Slowly, but eventually. Now for the other one. Channeling. You may discard any number of image tokens at any time during your turn. So if you think you're going to get surrounded by monsters and they're the only thing that's going to be attacked, you just go poof, nope. You can spend 1 movement point during your turn to move an image token 1 space. So if you've got enough movement, that's great. If you don't have a lot of movement, then that's not so great. Alright, so here's a skill. Perform an attack with a magic weapon. Well, you do start with a magic staff, so that's something. Measure range and line of sight from 1 of your image tokens. So you can actually just sit back, relax, and shoot with your image token. Of course, they just might dissipate, so you lose 1 whole damage and 1 fatigue, but of course you can easily get the fatigue back just by resting or taking stamina potions or even some healers. But it leaves you not quite in a harsh position. But then again, they are kind of slow. Well, when I say slow, it's like you can spend as many movement points as you want. But of course, they only move 1, and if you want to do it again, 1. You know, up to your movement speed, really, or not. Well, let's find out what you want to spend your experience points. Right. Start off with many friends. And of course, everyone likes many friends, just because. If you're adjacent to 1 or more image tokens, add additional brown dice to your defense pool. So, yeah, okay. the Overlord decides to attack you instead of an image token because he wants to do more damage, well, he or she, sorry, would want to do a lot more damage, yeah, it makes perfect sense. But of course, it also makes perfect sense to always keep an image token around near you, just so you got the brown defense dice. Right, if there are 3 or more image tokens on the map, anywhere on the map, add 1 additional green power dice to your attack pool. Ah, yes, excellent. I like that because it's literally place anywhere on the map and then you have a green dice. Just like that. Nothing else. and of course, you can always perform a special magic attack with one of your image tokens instead. Right, that's a really good card. What others? Right, we have got Refraction. So it's a skill. Hooray! Exhaust this card to place 1 image token in an empty space within 3 spaces of another image token. So that means you don't actually have to do the mirror image skill thing, especially if there's already 3 out. Yeah, I'll tell you why now. Well, as you can see, it only takes 2 fatigue. If you already have 3 out, then that will obviously be 3 fatigue, but you're doing it just for 2. But there's more. Okay, so instead of being within 2 spaces of you, this is 3 spaces of another image token. So you're off wandering around and you need to go back or something, then this could be actually good. Right, anyway, then you may perform an attack with a magic weapon. I don't know why you wouldn't. If you do, measure range and line of sight from 1 of those image tokens. So it doesn't actually have to be the one that you just put out. It could be the one that was, well, within 3 spaces of that image token. So it gives you some additional like what's the words I'm trying to say, all of a sudden thing. And all of a sudden I attack you. How do you do that? Well, I have an image token now. I'm going to spend 2 fatigue to do that, and boom, now I have line of sight to that monster right there that you're trying to hide with, and I'm going to attack with it. Ha! Right, anyway, yeah, like I said, it's going to be a little hard to explain, but I'll do as much as I can. Right, next one. Illusionary Path. Monsters must spend 1 additional movement point to enter a space adjacent to an image token. Well, that's not bad at all, is it? So it's like everything becomes water around them. Or if the image tokens is around water, then the water becomes more of a difficult terrain. But there's no such thing as that, so it's really 3 movement points. Right, next. Each time you suffer a fatigue to gain 1 movement point, you may move an image token 1 space. So yeah, use a fatigue to move 1 space, move an image token to move 1 space as well, which is good. Right, all in all, I'll definitely say pick many friends almost straight away, just because you get that green dice, and of course it could actually be beneficial as well, you know, having a brown defense dice as long as you're next to one of your image tokens. Yeah, the others, it's like I've already mentioned about how to use refraction. Just all of a sudden I'm attacking that monster. How? Boom, done. Yay, I guess. But then it does get, it can actually put a bit more closer to a monster, so you could definitely be in range. And the illusionary path, but wow. The part where you suffer a stamina to gain a movement point, you might not actually have a lot of stamina left, so you could actually just leave that one behind and maybe just stick with these two. Mainly pick up many friends, just more of a definite with many friends. Anyway, How about the ones that take 2 experience points, like Blinding Light? Right, exhaust this card when you are attacked before dice are rolled. Add 2 defense to your defense results. After the attack resolves, place an image token in an empty space adjacent to your figure. just like that, you know, as a 2 fatigue. So, yeah, okay. Also, if this attack did not deal at least 1 damage after the defense roll, you may move up to 2 spaces. Well, that's kind of nice, you know. It's like, deal no damage, move 2 spaces. It's just almost exactly the same as using 2 fatigue to move 2 additional spaces. And there's 2 fatigue. And you also get a image token as well as 2 defense. I mean, wow, okay. So get a image token near you straight away. You also get +2 defense, and if you take 0 damage, you can move up to 2 spaces, just like that. How nice is that? So it's always nice to actually have your image tokens right near you, you know, all of a sudden when it's not even your turn. So, right. The other one is Focus Fire. Right, it's a skill, so perform an attack with a magic weapon. This attack gains +1 damage for each image token within 3 spaces of the target, and it only takes 1 fatigue. Yeah, so get close to a monster, probably like summon maybe all of your image tokens, drink a stamina potion if you've got it, and then use that to attack. Yeah, that would be an additional +4 damage as long as you hit. Anyway, I like Focus Fire, it's handy. Right, next is Sleight of Mind. It's a skill. Choose 1 image token within 5 spaces of your figure and remove your figure from the map. Now, so it's a teleportation type of thing. You could already think of what you could use that for. Replace the chosen image token with your figure and discard the token. Of course you discard the token. Then each monster adjacent to your figure is stunned, and it takes 2 fatigue. So so literally one action. Go push some over here now. Stun every single monster there is that's adjacent to you, and you just might want to run away because you don't want to be trapped within all those creatures that are stunned, just like that. With Sleight of Mind, yeah, okay. But the part of the each monster adjacent is stunned, you don't actually have to use it that way. It's really a good ways of a means of escaping very quickly. The Focus Fire, wait, this one right here, sorry, gives you more damage that's within 3 spaces of the target. Now it doesn't say line of sight within the target, it just says within 3 spaces of the target. Bet you didn't see that one coming. And of course the Blinding Light, well, I really do like that one. It's a way of defense and more movement and getting another image token into play when it's not your turn. Okay, so Blinding Light I definitely like, and Focus Fire I definitely like. Sleight of Mind, there's some handy little tricks there. I already just mentioned just like 2 or so. Anyway, but I think that could be left behind and focus your experience points on these. Now, for the last one, the one that takes 3 experience points. Firstly, we have Vortex. It's a skill. Of course it's a skill. Exhaust this card and choose an image token on the map. Okay, fair enough. I'll choose you. Move each monster within 3 spaces of that image token up to 2 spaces. Each monster must end its movement within 3 spaces of that image token. So you obviously can't move the monster away within like 5 spaces, which is kind of a shame. You know, each of those monsters suffers 2 damage, and it only takes 2 fatigue. Now you might be wondering, yeah, that sounds pretty good, just 2 damage just like that. However, have you ever thought about, I don't know, moving them onto lava? Yeah, just kill them. Forget the 2 damage, just kill them. Or how about moving them into a pit? That's an additional, what, I think it's 2 more damage into a pit, so that takes 4 damage, and they're in the pit, and so the only action they could do is get out. Yeah. Very, very good. And how about moving things around? So, yeah, perhaps there's an annoying monster that's just right there at the back doing whatever they want to do. How about moving it a bit more closer? Yeah, and push the rest back. Or even bring the lieutenants forward so you can actually go ahead and kill them. Vortex is a very, very good one to use, especially if there's lava about or even any pit. If there isn't, it just might not be all that good. As I say, it's like to bring annoying creatures forward or pushing some back or bring the lieutenants forward. If there is none of that about, then it just becomes a meh. But it's still 2 damage just like that, and it only takes 2 fatigue. It's definitely good. It's definitely good. But you have to be kind of close to the monsters. Next one is Prismatic Assault. It's a skill, so exhaust a card. For each image token on the map, you may either move the image token up to your speed or perform an attack with a magic weapon. If you perform an attack, measure the range and line of sight from the image token, and it takes 3 fatigue to do so. Very, very good. So really, it's all about moving straight towards the lieutenant or the main boss and finales. Just summon all your image tokens right next to the boss or something, and fire away like a crazy loon. Well, you got to make sure that you have a stamina potion, of course. Out of these 2, I think this one probably would be used the most because, yet again, it's more efficient. Anyway, let's have a look at just some of the shop cards. Firstly, with Act 1, we've got Scorpion Helm to give you an extra range. And we have Ring of Power to give you an extra stamina. We have Mana Weave to give you additional surge results. Rune Plate, because Rune Plate. Yeah, I don't need to explain that one. If you don't know about Rune Plate, I'll seriously suggest look it up, and then you go, you're really right, you don't have to look it up or know anything about it. Right, next, Teleportation Rune, just to make you move a bit more closer to where you want to go. And of course, then getting more closer, you can actually summon your images. You have the Magical Staff, deal another 1 more damage within 3 spaces. You have the Magna Blast to do blast and burn. And then you have the Sunburst to do either a stun or +2 damage. Right, what about in Act 2? Act 2, we have the Golden Mask, you know. X means nothing to you. It's just like your image tokens as well. Right, you have the Star of Colours, giving you a green power dice. You have the Black Iron Helm, give you additional 2 health and a additional armor bonus. I have the Inscribed Runes, just to give you a number of shields to your knowledge. Demon Hide Leather gives you grey defense dice, and if you perform 2 move actions, which is highly unlikely, you'll suffer a fatigue. I have Rune of Blades, Pierce 2, +2 damage, Pierce 2 again, bleed. Very nice for all of your image tokens, of course. You have the Staff of the Wild, do any of that, which is good. +1 range, +2 damage, and the recovery of health and fatigue, because you want to recover as much fatigue as you can. We've got Rune of Mastery, Curse, and +1 range, +4 damage. Ice Storm, Immobilize, +2 damage, and of course Lightning Strike, Blast, +2/+2, which all of that could get. Right, that's all I have. Thank you very much, and until next time, bye.